I always get like weirded out at the very beginning of these, just kind of hoping everything goes smoothly, and we're ready to go. So any of you chatters in that chat room, if you see me talking to you, and we all sound good, let me know. So one thing we are doing tonight, we're gonna discuss a lot of things. We have lots and lots of new paintball products to talk about. I have a big ass list, a bunch of videos and like stuff prepared we can talk about. But as per usual, we're gonna give it a while. Or wait for people to come in here. Someone said something like a friggin' JT Outcast. Not an Outcast, there's actually a new version of the Outcast. I don't know, I don't get it. It's kind of confusing to me. We're gonna pause it over there so that video is not playing back. So also we've got a few things to note. If you like lose contact with me and this stream dies, I'll try to come back. I'm not really sure. I keep losing like power to my camera. That's getting weird. And we're streaming and recording on this computer at one time. That's a whole new experience. So we're gonna see if they can handle it. Yeah. Okay. That was my phone. Can you give something away? Eric asks. No, I won't be giving something away. Yeah, sorry. At some point, I do have some giveaway things planned I would like to try to do soon. Yeah, but not right now. So there's a couple things going on here tonight. So I've kind of talked about this in the past. I'm very hot, and that coffee, I don't know. I've talked about this in the past a little bit, that I'd like to try to do these live streams and then like take little clips from the streams and then turn them into like little clip videos, so we can have like little 4 to 5 minute chunks about things. Because sometimes I feel like in these live streams there's good little nuggets of information, and breaking the live stream up into little more digestible chunks I think is probably a good idea. So if you want, in the description of this video, the very top link, while I'm saying that, I'm gonna actually double check and make sure I'm not a crazy person. Make sure we're not, I don't know, I can't even check. But anyway, in the links, or in the description of this video, there's a link to a separate channel. It actually says like ruined clips, and there's a link to that channel. I think I'm gonna start taking clips from these videos, from the live streams, and then like disseminating them on that channel. So we can have like those little like 5 to 6 minute things. So like on here, I'm going to talk about all that new stuff that came out, like the control loader. There's Dye has the new CZR gun. Carbon Paintball have a new top. I got a whole list of crazy stuff here. HK have like 15 new things. So we're going to discuss all those things, talk about those things, and some of those things I'm going to actually break down into little like, I don't know, different chunks of stuff. So 3 subscribed. Yep. one of them was me, and then I don't know. I posted the link earlier on Twitter, so one other subscriber might be from that. It's just so hot. Also, what's going to happen is I typically would make these streams live right after live streams, right? Like I'd just like make it live. The reason I'm recording this is I'm actually going to re-upload, I think. So I'm going to re-upload in better quality and do timestamps. I'd probably not likely editing anything, just re-upload with timestamps. So if you want to re-watch this, like say tomorrow or in the future or whatever, I will re-upload it in the morning. It's not just gonna go live straight away, kind of like I've been doing in the past. Yeah. Okay, so we might as well. I mean, I feel like so much stuff has come out in the past couple of days leading up into this, really the holiday season, right? That time of year when like we should be buying a lot of stuff for our paintball loved ones. Hopefully that's what's happening at least. Okay, so we're gonna switch over to this cool view where you can see just my head. And I don't know, what are we gonna talk about first? So I got this big long list of stuff. I feel like people probably want to talk the most about Bunkerkings' new hopper, the control loader. So this is so far away, I kind of gotta lean over. The lights are so bright, I can't like see monitors, so I'm constantly like squinting to try to see the monitor. Okay, control loader. So we'll let this go through. This is just a bunch of images of Bunkerkings' new hopper. So Bunkerking came out with the control hopper. They released it, debuted a few days ago. Right now, if you go to, there's a link in this channel or this video. You can go over to Bunkerkings website where they're doing like this Kickstarter thing where they're calling it Kickstarter, but it's really just a pre-order thing where they're selling the hoppers for about $75 cheaper. So right now they're $160, start at $160, I should say. 160 or 150. I don't know. They're 150 bucks, we'll say, starting at. They have some different colors and the price goes up a little bit. So essentially what they did really is take the Spire III and kind of just make it better. They changed quite a few things. So let's go. Can show probably more what they changed in, we'll say, this right here. So you can kind of see it right there if you're used to what the Spire looks like on the inside. It really does look like a Spire III. It still comes apart super easy. But what's kind of cool, you can see Jason pulls out the tray really quick. Someone did a super chat. We'll get to it. Super chatters, I will answer your questions. So you can see the tray still comes out really easy like the Spire III, but instead of actually having to pull any like tabs or anything, it's all just magnetic. So that drive cone's still magnetic, and then the whole tray is magnetic too. It's really easy to program. So instead of having to use Bluetooth, now there's 2 buttons underneath you can see right there. It just makes it easier to program. There are dual spring ramps, 2 spring ramps there. What's kind of weird, I don't like, is they don't come with those spring ramps. They are optional. So there's a couple things that are weird about it. It'll take both of those spring ramps. It also takes Virtue's new N-Charge battery. We'll switch over to the colors. So there are all the different colors. So it does take Virtue's rechargeable N-Charge battery too. So it can take a lot of stuff, right? It comes with, you could put a speed feed on it. You could get both of those spring ramps and then do that battery. And then when you do all of that stuff together though, it's $380 if you want that camo version. 380 bucks for a loader, that's just a lot of money, you know? Like, I mean, in a world where you can get a very good hopper for like $80 to $100, paying near $400 is gonna be difficult. When you want just that one, say like you want the red one, it's gonna be $235. That's a lot for a hopper. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's a very cool thing. I like it a lot. It looks like a really good hopper. I mean, Virtue's known for just making good hoppers, but I don't know. It's just really expensive. One of the things that's cool is this like angle detector. So the idea with this is you can see this video will kind of loop over and over. I don't know, that's just shooting to show you that indicator. But on the back of the loader, you can see that like light up. It kind of looks like a Cylon visor, how it kind of goes across, and it goes green right there. So that green indicates that your gun is actually at the correct level. So it'll make it so that snap shooting's easier, right? You can, we're gonna go there. So on the back of that hopper, when you pick up the gun, when you have it at the right angle, it'll actually light up green. And it lights up green like saying you're at back center, and that ball will reach all the way to the back right corner or back left corner on an airball field. It's kind of cool. It just makes it like, you could really just kind of practice getting used to that exact height. Because that's what's kind of weird, right? We have to actually go out and like shoot paint to know if you're shooting it actually the right height to like shoot people off the break or whatever. I don't necessarily know if that's going to be like a super usable feature as it goes green. I don't know. I don't know how many people are actually going to use the thing, but it is just kind of cool. Yeah. So Bunker King have their new high-end loader that looks very similar to that Spire III. It's interesting. It's good to just have more variety, I think, in like, I don't know, this space. Yeah, so it's good to see. I don't know. But at that price, at that like $240, $230, $220 price, it's a very expensive hopper, and that's without a speed feed. I mean, so, yeah. It's cool though. I mean, I like it. It's just very expensive. Okay. So we're going there. What are people saying? There was a super chat. I'm going to answer a super chat because you're like one of the main reasons I do this. Daniel, I am looking to get my first marker suggestion. Well, I don't know. That's a hard one. Let's go with most people that are looking to get their first paintball guns just want to spend cheap, right? So I'm going to say for $100, get a Tippmann Chronos. For $200, get the Planet Eclipse E-Mech. For $300, the Mini GS. For $400, the Etha 2. And then above that, man, it's kind of just preference. I hope you followed along. That might have been a little quick. I have to drink. I've been talking for a long time without a drink. And it's very late in the day. I got up at 4 a.m. this morning. I've been jostling around all day today. We had a long day today. Okay, we're going to talk about more stuff. The control loader. So what else cool came out? There were some more neat things that came out. Let's find something cool. I was actually kind of excited about this. I like this. We're going to make the control go away. These are the HK Army Diggerz. These are new cleats made by HK Army. So one thing we saw, like, I don't know, maybe start 2 or 3 years ago, was a lot of the guys wearing like high top cleats like this. Really those Nike cleats that are designed for football. We've seen like running backs and, you know, football players wear them. And they just got popular. One of the bad things about those like high-end cleats is they're like $150, $200. So HK made some. They're $75, come in sizes 8 to 14, and they come in 4 different colors, I think. 3 or 4 different colors. They are white. This will scroll through. White, there's a black, and a black and red. So there's 3 colors. They look cool. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be for everybody. Obviously, they're like really fancy, so they're probably going to fit like those tournament players and stuff like that better. But I just like to see it. I like to see more paintball companies making paintball-specific products. I know they're just cleats, but they do have like a bunch of, I don't know, cleats on the bottom. And like we're not seeing in baseball cleats or soccer cleats, they're definitely missing a lot of like that traction. So it's good to see them like just making something, right? They have made cleats in the past in like paintball shoes, but honestly, they were pretty terrible. So it's good to see just maybe something higher quality. I want to try to get a pair and use them. I got to order a 13 though. So I guess I'll just get black ones maybe. I'll try the black ones. I just like them. I think they're cool. As I always say, I think it's important for us to like buy stuff from paintball companies, right? Like it's important that we spend money with these paintball companies. So like say you want to get a pair of cleats, right? Like Liam just said, those look like lacrosse cleats. Yeah, they also look like football and soccer cleats too, you know? They're all just kind of cleats. They could just be lacrosse cleats, so I don't know. But I think it's important for us to support these paintball companies because those are the companies that are actually like investing in this sport so we can play it, right? If we're not buying and supporting those companies, then I don't know what we're doing, you know? There's gonna be no paint to buy, no like cool stuff, so I don't know. I just think it's important to support said paintball companies. All right, what else we got? Whoa, that's not the screen we want. That is the screen we want. So I just like them. I like that they're making stuff. HK seemed to be making a lot of stuff. They also came out with this. We saw this earlier today. Yeah. Yesterday? No, maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. The HK Army XO goggle case. It's actually really fancy. You can see how crazy microfiber it's lined in there. I really like those. It looks pretty cool. We're gonna go to my notes. I was gonna say they're $35. They're $35. I just, you know, goggle case. I mean, there's not a whole bunch to it. It looks pretty big. Judging by a whole lens fits right in the center of that thing. There's also the Exalt goggle case, which I have somewhere around here, and it for sure can't fit a lens right there. So it looks like it's a pretty big mask bag or goggle case, especially judging by that big ass microfiber in there. I like it. Kind of dual purpose, right? It'll keep your mask very secure and safe. But you could also probably take that microfiber out and use it to clean stuff. It just looks cool. HK making lots of stuff. They also came out with this thing. The HK Army Luxe X A51. So I don't know what A51 stands for. I know that I read it somewhere and then I've totally forgotten. Someone might say something in this chat. I don't know. The only bad part is it's $1,800, so you're paying an extra $300 to make it look cool. So essentially it's just a Luxe X, right? That's been milled different, comes with a different trigger. It's nothing extremely special or super special. They are going to be limited though, but we're not really, I wasn't sure, and it didn't say on their website at least, and I haven't talked to anybody about them. how limited they were going to be. So the first run of the like HK Luxus, it had like that cool like ribbing look. They kind of looked like a ripper. Those were, I think, limited to 600, which is a lot. So I would assume this is probably less. I think that for these guns for them, I don't know, I feel like 200 to 250 is kind of the easy number. Someone said like something about 100 or something in the chat. A51, Area 51. That's what I thought. But then like I heard someone else correct someone say something. I don't know. Everyone's saying that in the chat, so I assume so. Yeah. That's what I originally was like, Area 51, because of this stupid like, well, who knows if it's stupid? We might be experiencing actual alien encounters. I don't know. That stuff's crazy. Anyway, yeah, it's cool. I like it. Again, I think it's good that we're making stuff. I liked how back in the day, with all like the Shocker NXTs and like Shocker SFTs, Smart Parts was making like tons of guns, and we were seeing all these like custom like one-off guns. So yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Eddie in that chat right there said he thinks there's 25 of each color. And how many colors are there? Like, oh, only 4 or 5. So there are very few of them. Yeah. So I think it's cool. I just like how they're doing all that milling. I don't know what else we got. We can just keep mashing through all this new stuff. We might as well. What else we got here? I see someone super chats. Well, we're gonna handle super chats first. Bullet Club Cam. Well, we're gonna go back to that. I appreciate that, sir or ma'am. Sir, I think it's a sir. Oh, I can't tell. There's a WWE belt in your mouth. I don't think that's you. Maybe. Ma'am or sir, I still can't tell. Okay, anyway. I have an Empire Resi, so an Empire Resurrection. And on Saturday, it was about 30 degrees and I was chopping paint like crazy. Do you think Inception designed soft tip bolt is the way to go, or do I have to change the valve to install it? Well, first, I think 30 degrees, like, if it's 30 degrees outside, I don't know. There's really nothing you can do. I mean, you just got to get harder paint. It's hard, right? Like, yeah. I mean, it's possible that, like, at 30 degrees, maybe if it was, like, 31 degrees, paint would shoot. Or you could make the gun 10% less operating pressure or do an upgraded bolt, and it might make it better if it's 29 degrees, you know? But if it's 28, you might break paint. So, like, it's already so cold that you're probably not going to be able to fix much. And the best way to do it is probably turn down the velocity, just so you're using less air, just harder paint. Yeah, but, I mean, breaking paint and it's cold, yeah. Sometimes there is no answer. I think that getting that paint hot, maybe like leaving it in the car and letting it warm up on the way there, or getting a little bit of water on your moisture on your hand and kind of like moving it around in there to try to get it like, I don't know, a little bit moistened, we'll say. Could maybe help a little bit. I don't know, but sometimes, you know, just paint's just, it's 30 degrees outside. I can tell you, if I went out and played paintball right now, like if I went and played paintball in 30-degree weather and I broke paint all day long, I wouldn't even think anything of it, right? I'd just be like, whoops, it's too cold. It's just a paintball, you know. Man, I don't even, if it's 45, 50 degrees outside and I'm breaking hella paint, I'm like, oh, it's too cold. So, I don't know. Yep. Okay. I appreciate that though, sir. I really do. Carbon Paintball also released this thing. The new Carbon SC Gray. I think that's all they call it. I think that's the only way they're differentiating this. The Carbon SC Gray top. So originally they came out with the Carbon SC top, which is really kind of very similar to this thing. The only real big difference is that the SC top is not baggy around the like midsection top area. It's just like a, you know, full-on compression top. So this looks a little bit more baggy. I think way more comfortable. I actually really like this idea because I typically am already doing this, right? I'm wearing like a compression top and putting elbow pads on, and I keep thinking about going to a simpler elbow pad setup. So I actually really like this. The only drawbacks though, it's $110. But I don't know, if you think about it, right? Like a good compression top and elbow pads is like $110. So it's not super crazy, but in the realm of just elbow pads, $110 is crazy. But again, Carbon, they just make very good stuff. There it is right there. I also got some more pictures of it. Let's see what we got here. There's just actual pictures of it. So the elbow pads look pretty big. It looks like they've actually like increased the size of the elbow pad over the last year. I don't know. I think it's cool. I like it. I say that about a lot of these things, mainly because we're only talking about things I like. Some of the products that have come out that I don't really like, don't want to talk about them. So if for some reason I'm skipping something, and you're like, oh, you forgot about that. It might be because I just don't want to talk about it. Because some of the stuff that came out, it's just different colors and, you know, not too big a deal. Field 1 Force, get or no, Joker. I don't know yet. Yeah. I don't know if I have like a, man, the chat is like all over the place. The chat here is faster. I don't know, stuff's going weird. I see like 8 chats scrolling. That's part of the problem too. Make that go away. I don't know yet. I think that the Force, I want to wait until I use it, and I actually want to, I'm going to hopefully review that and actually use it for quite some time before I do a review. That's my goal, at least. Someone said something about the control. I talked about that for like 10 minutes earlier. We'll probably go back to that, I'm guessing, though. But I'm going to re-upload this whole video tomorrow. Or if you want tomorrow, do like a search for control loader. You might like do some stuff with this video. Did anyone know the new PE gun? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know of some products that are coming out that you guys don't know about, that I have in my possession. That videos will be coming out on, hopefully. Yeah. What is better, the Virtue breakout pads or the HK Army CTX pads? CTX pads. I like the CTX ones. I think they're made better. Yeah. I'm a fan of those CTX ones. Okay, we're going to go... talk about some more stuff. What do we got here? Man, we've gone through a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of other stuff I want to talk about. I guess we could talk about MacDev. MacDev are releasing a new paintball gun. Probably, well, not probably, certainly in a couple days here. But we don't know anything about it. I mean, like, literally, that's all. They might have released some stuff today. I might have missed it because I was extraordinarily busy today. I just brushed up on some of this stuff. But they, yeah, showed pictures of the MacDev XTS. We did the review on this channel of the original Prime about 2 years ago now. So there's a shooting video and a review. There's links, I think, below in the description of this. If not, you can just search like MacDev Prime. I'm sure the video will come up. I don't know. Like, I'm on and off about MacDev. Like, I want MacDev to do good. I always want these smaller manufacturers to like take on the bigger companies and kind of force everybody to get better. But just, they've never like been good to me, right? I think the reliability has always been an issue. Getting stuff serviced has always been an issue. And their guns have just always kind of been funky. So I want this to be better. And it looks like they've at least taken care of one thing that's been weird. I know a lot of people did not like the foregrip and how small the foregrip is. So it looks like they've beefed up the foregrip a little bit. We've been told they changed the grips. Apparently it's toolless eye covers now. Yeah, there's not much else. I assume it's going to be $1,500. We will see them very, very soon, as this weekend is World Cup. Well, this coming weekend's World Cup. Yeah, the MacDev Prime XTS is coming on the way. I don't know. That's really all I know about it. I don't know anything else. I feel like I could have probably reached out and gotten more information on that, but... Good MacDev plug, me saying I don't like their guns. Yeah, that's a good one. Do a review of the Anthrax Spartan pants. I thought about that. The only problem with that is that, like... Yeah. Well, I guess there's not a problem with it. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, I don't necessarily... Yeah, okay. I don't know. Sure. That's like the long list of things. I have so many, like... I have a very big list of videos I want to try to make. So we're just trying to, like... I'm trying to bump those out. If I can do one live stream a week like this on Sunday evenings and then do one video a week, dude, at this point, that's awesome. So, yeah. That was a gun that I was going to talk about. The Shock Tech. The Shock Tech came out with a bunch of like guns this week. They came out with, I think they call it the Clutch. Their new like cool high-end autococker. I almost talked about that and got that ready for today, for this evening. But there's so many things to talk about. I felt like this was going to take way longer. So all my news segments, but they really didn't. So we kind of blazed through it. Yeah. What coffee am I drinking? That's just pike roast, I think. Dark pipe roast. Who keeps talking about spamming? BFP Gear. How's it going? Thank you for that super chat, sir, ma'am. BFP Gear, also known as Black Friday Paintball Gear, has graciously sponsored stuff on this channel before. What did you actually say, though? What new upcoming products are you looking forward to reviewing most? That's a good question. That's a good question. Andrew Mendoza, Brad equals Legend of Paintball. I don't know about that. Thank you. I'm a legend in my own mind, we'll say. So if anyone thinks they're spammy, it's spammy, right? It's an easy problem. If you're like, man, I'm sure posting this a lot. Maybe if I wonder if it's annoying. It's annoying. That's all I gotta say. Should I keep or sell my Bob Long Victory? Sell it. I don't know. What new products am I most interested in? Ooh, I don't know if I like that. Has that been doing that this whole time? What is going on with this? I don't know. I don't know. New products that are coming out. Well, there's stuff that's like still coming out that like we don't know about or we're not talking about yet. Gosh, I looked behind me like I had a bunch of stuff. I truly don't know. Probably the Control, at least as so far out of all the paintball products. Let's see here. So I would say out of all the paintball products that are coming out or that we've seen released, I don't know. I'd have to say probably that Control from Bunkerkings. I think that the Control so far out of the stuff we've seen kind of released over the last few days probably has the most interesting features. I definitely like the angle adjuster thing to try to tell you if you're at the right angle if you're trying to shoot from the back center to a corner guy. That's kind of handy. Yeah, I like how there's less tools and whatever. Oh, I don't know. If I had to pick, I'd pick that one. The most interesting hopper or favorite hopper or favorite product favorite product coming out that I'm interested in reviewing. I always try to read and do all this at the same time. Because I was trying to read Andrew's comment that said, who do you have winning World Cup? Because we actually did some NXL prediction thingies. What is going on here? I don't know what happened. Well, I had NXL predictions, but I don't know. I don't know what I did. Hey, there we go. Okay. Those are my NXL predictions. I had a little, this is going to be a little bit more put together than this. Yeah. That's it. So I think a couple things here, right? I think that Russian Legion and Edmonton Impact are still probably the most professional put together teams, right? I think when we take a step back and we look at preparation, we look at individual skill, we look at coaching, we look at preparedness, all that stuff, I think that still Edmonton Impact, there I have taking second place, and Russian Legion I have taking first place. I think those are the two best put together teams in pro paintball right now, just the best, right? When we look at how we want to model ourselves or how other teams should model themselves, I think it's those two teams. And that's why I have them in first. I think that World Cup always, every single year, is the biggest event of the year, right? And it's it's an event that the teams prepare the most for. So I think I just have both of those teams in the top. I think that all of these teams, these maybe like 5 or 6 top teams, we can kind of just all throw them into like a hat and just randomly pick the top 6. Because that's sort of how it all works out at every event. But for this one, first place, Russian Legion. In third place, I also haven't typically like ranked X Factor very high. X Factor historically does well at World Cup and has already won 2 events this year. Yeah, X Factor third place. Houston Heat, yeah, again, I said you can kind of just throw these teams and like jumble them all up into a big mess and then pick whichever one you want out. So Houston Heat's in 4th. I kind of wanted to use like a place Dynasty a little higher and be like, oh, I think because like they're gonna try to be showing off their new gun with the Field 1 Force, and they're gonna have these new products they're gonna try to want to show off to everyone. They're gonna try to do really well and place really high. But I don't know, 5th seems good for Dynasty. I mean, it's probably not good for Dynasty, but that's what we have them in. We'll find out very soon as this tournament starts. In a few days and 1 week from today, we'll actually know these winners. NXL World Cup. You can go watch the whole thing over at GoSports.com. I also think that I'm going to try to like simulcast or like multicast and try to do my commentary over the NXL webcast. We might have that try to set up. So if you want to check that back, maybe in like a week. Follow me on Twitter or something. Maybe I'll say something over there. I seem to be active on Twitter. Dynasty's in 5th place. Since when is Dynasty getting 5th? I mean, forever, right? Like, they're not like awesome. I mean, they're good. They're not like the best team. I think this layout is also really cool. So we have like a, I actually made a layout. So this is the layout they'll be playing. It's I haven't watched this. I wanted to try to go actually out last weekend and watch Dynasty and Impact practice here in Sacramento, but it was like fire warning area time. There were crazy winds. It was a nightmare. So I didn't actually go. So I'm very curious to actually watch this layout and see how it plays. I like how there's big, tall stand-ups in the middle. They put those huge towers in the center, so it kind of blocks off a lot of stuff. Makes a bunch of like weird dead spots. And I like how there's no snake. They got rid of the snake beams. So it's very unique. I hope it's going to be one of the faster layouts we see. That's always what I want. I think the faster we can make these layouts, the more fun it is because we see more action and more shooting and more like guys bunkering each other and just funness going on. Yep. Predictions. They're going away. Yeah. Twitter, that is for sure. If anybody uses Twitter, I know it's a weird thing to use, but I actually really like it. I find that I can like blast out stuff, information, and like talk about stuff really easy on there. So I'm a fan of it. I don't know. I've like exhausted everything I can talk about. Definitely have these. Oh god. This stuff is like out. It's not really like out. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people have it, but that is the Bunkerkings Fly knee pad. Knee pad. The slider short, which I don't know. I mean, like I like the slider short. It's not bad. Slider short. Elbow pads. I don't know. These elbow pads are a little, I don't know. Simply for me. John, I completely missed that super chat. I saw your name again. I was like, I always mean to like come back to stuff. Okay. I gotcha. Sack Paintball Store. Hold on. I don't like how I can't scroll down. Gotta figure out this thing. I don't know. John K, I appreciate that $5 super chat. Really very much, guys. Like, yeah, very much so. That's super appreciative. If you were to choose one paintball marker to play with for the rest of your career, which would it be, excluding Planet Eclipse? Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're going to exclude Planet Eclipse, I mean, like, what are we doing here? It's like, I don't know. It's like, hey, if you wanted a phone for the rest of your life, but it couldn't be an Apple product and it couldn't use Android, which would it be? Like, I don't know. God, God damn, it couldn't be in a Planet Eclipse gun? I don't know. I mean, I was probably going to say EMEC. That's probably what I was going to say. I would choose an axe. I really would. I think that the axe is probably the gun I would choose. The original axe. I really don't like how this pops up right there. I really like the axe. I'm a fan of the axe. I like it. That's what I'd go with. That's an easy answer without me thinking about it for like 45 minutes. Sack Paintball Store. I think it's weird to say store. But it is confusing if it's just Sack Paintball. So it does make sense there's a store. What do you think of the Dye CZR at $2.99? So that's one of the things that, like, a new product that came out that I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to talk about this. So, like, the Dye CZR. So Dye released the CZR. So the CZR is the maxed rail, right? Or the maxed rise, I'm sorry. Yeah, what's the difference? So $2.99, you get a proto. I'm all over the place right now. I'm thinking about like 8 different things. So Dye came out with the CZR, the Dye CZR. So the Dye Rize CZR is kind of like a melding of the Dye Rize and the maxed rise, but not really, right? I'm now thinking about it. It's really just like a better priced Rise Max. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I mean, I get it from Dye's aspect because they didn't have to necessarily make a new product. They're just kind of like tweaking an existing product and then just like repackaging it. But it still doesn't make sense. I mean, at $300, I would hands down rather have the Mini GS. I don't know. Someone said OnePlus. You know what? My OnePlus phones are going up. This is a OnePlus 5T. I don't know. I don't know OnePlus. That was a terrible CZR thing. It's because my CZR thought's been all over today. I keep thinking about the CZR and talking about it, but I don't know. Life Pack. 25 euros. Where are you from? Germany. Thanks for awesome content. Keep it up. Cheers from Germany. Well, thank you. I was going to try to speak and see Deutsch, but I don't want to. Woo! We're not going to try that. Yeah. So the Dye CZR, I don't know. It's a weird product to me. How do you feel about the TFX2? I don't know. I like the TFX. Like when I had the original TFX. I used it for like a year and a half. And I had no problems with it. I liked it. I mean, the thing worked perfectly fine for me, but definitely people have had problems with them. Recently, there was a video of me using the TFX2 for the shooting video for the Luxe X, and I used that all day too and have no problems with it. But it's hard, right? Like, I would rather have a Spire, right? I mean, they're the same price. I think if the TFX was like $50 cheaper, maybe it's $150, cool. But at $200, it's like, man, I just have I mean, you can buy a Spire. You know, I'd rather have a Spire III. So it's difficult. Where do you get all the Supreme hats? Supreme. That's where I got this coffee at Starbucks. How about that? What do you think about those Diggerz? Michael? Something's gonna happen today. So for any of you guys that are new, who didn't catch like the first 30 seconds of this, I'm starting a new channel where we're gonna take clips from this. So like I talked about those HK Army Diggerz earlier, right? So we talked about the Diggerz. There we go. Those Diggerz right there earlier. So if you want, go to this, the description of this video, and there's a link in the very top. It says ruined clips. If you click that link, it'll go to the new channel. And I'm gonna take clips from this live stream and they'll like kind of end up over there. So like any good questions we could put over there or little like comments about the Diggerz. So I talked about those. Go, I don't know, look in a couple days. Maybe I'll have those up over there, or I'm going to re-upload this whole live stream tomorrow morning on this channel. Okay. Good first pod harness. Nice videos, by the way. Thank you. Blame Rex. Good first pod harness. I don't know, we'll say this. There are a heap of inexpensive, like $10 ones, right? Like if you want real inexpensive, out of the Tippmann sport harnesses are perfectly fine. I think if you want something in that $40 price, I personally really like the Dye Jetpack. I'm a huge fan of the Dye Jetpack. They're like $45. If you want like the highest end, probably like the best, I don't know, what's like the best pack right now? I think probably I want to say those Virtue packs. I really like the new Virtue pack, although I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. I'm like blanking on the actual name. But the Virtue packs are awesome too. The Virtue, I don't know. Someone will help me in this chat. I'm like blanking on it. I keep getting all these goddamn emails from people subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. I need to turn that off. The 0G, yeah, I thought about the 0G, but like I don't really like I don't personally like the strapless packs. The 0G pack's good. I also like the Bunkerkings strapless packs. But I'm not so keen on the strapless ones. I like the Virtue ones, so. You know. The Virtue Elite harness, there we go. I wanted to call it the engine harness. I knew that was wrong. Elite, there we go. Thank you, John. I like that thing. It's very comfortable. Yeah, it's good. But there's some new packs coming out, I think, kind of soon that I'm curious about. So we'll see. Carbon packs, like, I don't know. I'm on and off about the carbon packs. I think the carbon stuff is made the best. I think if you want the highest quality, the carbon packs are probably the highest quality. But I don't think they're the most comfortable. And like I said, I'm not a fan of the strapless stuff. I much prefer, you know, good old straps. Most comfortable paintball pants. Probably the Exalt throwback pants, honestly. They're just super basic. They're just like pants. There's really nothing to them. They're not even like, there's no pads or like special paintball anything. They're just like pants with an elastic waist. Those are probably the most popular or most comfortable. But it's hard, like so many, they're all just pants, you know? Like, I don't know if one's more comfortable. It's like, which pair of jeans is the most comfortable? Well, I don't know. It's gonna probably matter how this stuff fits you well. Andrew, thoughts on the Pro DNA stuff from Infamous? I like it. I mean, two things really. Like, I've been trying to get it. I can't buy that stuff. I can't. Some of this stuff, like, I can justify buying because, like, maybe I can resell it or maybe I can use it or something, right? I cannot buy all of that Infamous stuff. It's just too expensive. So I have not touched it. You know, they're not really like selling it at stores and stuff. So like, I mean, some stores are actually carrying it, but it's not really like just easy to get. So I haven't actually touched it. Yeah. I would like to though. I've tried to try to get some stuff from them. It's just not worked out. I like that Infamous are making stuff though. Kind of like I said with HK, right? Like I like how they're like evolving and like manufacturing cool stuff and like actually making products. And especially for Infamous, right? Like, all of these teams spend so much money, like, traveling and buying paint for practice and paying for entry and stuff like that. Like, a lot of these teams, that stuff is not covered, right? They're having to actually pay for it out of pocket. So, Infamous is one of the probably better sponsored teams, but they're not the best. So, it's good to see them making stuff and selling stuff to try to make money and, like, give that back to the players, you know, make everything cheaper and just easier. So, out of any of these companies, Infamous is probably one of the better ones to like throw your money to. Because it really is going directly to those players, right? Like no one else is involved, it's just Infamous. So I think it's great. Travis Lemansky running the whole thing does have history. He worked for he worked for Key Empire for a very long time designing products. Worked for Valken for a very short period of time. And I think designed products that looked cool, and he wanted them to look cool. It just did not fit Valken. Valken was kind of not doing that. Yeah. I miss my old JT racing pants. These were awful, though. They sucked so bad. I don't know. I mean, they're not made well, you know? Like, the pants now are just made so much better. Yeah. One of the things, speaking about making a lot of stuff, this is something that kind of wanted to talk about. One thing that I'm happy with about that HK's been doing is making a lot of stuff. We've noticed that like maybe over the last like 6 months or a year, HK's been making a lot of products that maybe like you guys aren't seeing, like hardcore paintball players aren't seeing, but they're making a lot of like small knick-knack things, right? Like they're making, I don't know, there's a good example, a regulator. There's not many companies making regulators. They make, you know, that ball sizer. They're making tank extenders and remote lines and more barrel covers and all kinds of things, right? There's new elbow pads. And I think that HK is trying to fill like this gap, right? There's a bunch of triggers they're releasing for the CS2. They're releasing a lot of like small products like that tank extender to try to like fill a gap. I think that Valken has kind of left and Empire kind of left too. GI has kind of like stopped manufacturing a lot of these smaller knick-knack things. And Valken used to make a lot of it too, and they're all kind of stopping. So I feel like HK is trying to like fill that niche by releasing a lot of smaller things like pods. They're releasing cheaper style tanks. They're releasing aluminum tanks. There's an aluminum tank cover. There's a lot of weird stuff. So I really like to see that HK is just making more stuff. Like I feel like over the last 6 months, a year, we've seen a lot more products from them. And especially in the last few weeks. I mean, we saw guns and all kinds of stuff. So it's just good. I'm happy to see them kind of stepping up and trying to like assert themselves maybe more and make cool stuff. Yeah, I just like to see that. Yep. Maybe HK shouldn't have made those skull pods. Maybe not. I mean, they're certainly doing more than any of us are for paintball and doing stuff, right? Like, there's plenty of things that I have done on this channel that I shouldn't have done. Videos that just were way too much work, or things I said that were dumb, or whatever, man. Like, yeah. Those pods are stupid. Oh well. They've come out with a lot of other stuff that's not. So, yeah. Should you trade your CS2 for a CSR? I wouldn't do it. I mean, the CS2 is a better gun, right? After, let's see what Aaron and Jake are saying. Because they're going to go paintball for their vlog. I hope so. Probably. Let's hope so. After a gun setup, gun hopper, tank mask, what is the next buy? Pods. Pod pack, for sure. I mean, you really only need gun, tank, mask, hopper, paintballs to play paintball, right? Gun, tank, mask, hopper, paintballs. Yep. That's all you need, but it's also a good way to be able to carry. It's also a good thing to be able to carry extra paintballs around. So I always think go with the thing you're gonna need. It's most useful. Pod pack. You don't need a jersey. You don't need cool pants. You don't need any of that stuff. Someone said something about, I totally lost that. Something about NeoSkin. Where did that go? Very old, but what do you think about the NeoSkin elbow pads? I'm on and off about those. So we did, I shot the video today for these Bunkerkings Air Hex super light crazy knee pads. What is God? My phone is just going crazy right now. Yeah, I shot that the other day, or today, yesterday, and talked about the NeoSkins a little bit. So I think that my conclusion kind of on all of these lightweight knee pads is that if you're lightweight and you dive a lot, they might work. If you're heavy, they're not going to work at all. If you're lightweight and you dive on turf and grass, they work. But I think that if you're anybody and you play on dirt or like a weird terrain, because the pads are so light and like, you know, so like stretchy, I think when you dive, you're putting so much pressure down that like this material can keep stretching and the pad moves quite a bit. So I think that on this smoother surfaces, on like grass and turf, they work well. But if you're playing on dirt or like in the woods, just don't buy them at all. I think that might help. I kind of talk about that in detail a little bit more in that video. That's going to probably come out Tuesday. Maybe tomorrow it'll come out, but yeah. Carbon knee pads. Yeah, the carbon knee pads are good. I mean, I don't know. I think that a lot of knee pads are good. I think that most of it comes down to what you want, right? How much padding you want, how much breathability you want, how much you want to spend. And everyone's knees are a little different too, so I think that all has to do with it. I have the carbon pod pack, but wondering if the 0G is better. I don't know. I like both of those. I think that that's same thing kind of too, right? I think that there's that lightweight carbon one, and there's that like heavier weight, maybe more sturdy 0G. So if you want that like super lumbar support and a lot of padding and like maybe a lot of like just thicker, like solider built pack, I think the 0G is probably good. But if you want like ultra minimal, streamlined, lightweight, the carbon stuff is better. And they do have that SC one where you got like the pump and you can pump it up in the back. So if you want that lumbar support, you could always do the SC harness. But I don't know. I think it's truly preference. I would go with probably the 0G. I think it's a little more comfortable. And I find that like some of those packs like dig into my hips. I don't like it. Carbon ones do that. There's also the 0G Lite. Their new like inexpensive strapless harness that I have not seen yet that I want to. They just came out with that thing. I think it's like $55 or something like that. Yeah. Difference from the CS2 and other Planet Eclipse markers. Well, there's lots of differences. I mean, Planet Eclipse makes like 8 guns. So there are many differences. It's hard to like pinpoint an exact one difference. Michael Dorr says, how do you like the E-Flex mask? I love the E-Flex mask. I think the E-Flex mask is one of the better paintball masks. I have an E-Flex right in that case right there. I think it's in that case. Yep, it's in that case. If it's not, it's on the shelf. So it's here around somewhere. So I'm a fan of it. The CS2 is low pressure. It's lower pressure. It's more expensive. It has a screen. It's got a double trigger. It's electric. There's lots of differences. It just matters what we're talking about. You know? Many, many things. Yeah. So guys, I would implore you, if you guys want, not if you want, I implore you, I telling you to, go to the description of this channel and click the link at the very top that says Ruined Clips. You should subscribe to that like all 11 people have done. So what that is going to do is it'll just get you, you know, another YouTube subscription, because we all need more of those. So the next live stream will be exactly 7 days from now. But maybe, I mean, we're going to kind of try to figure it out, because World Cup's going to happen. And I think that at about 3 o'clock my time is when they're going to actually be doing the finals. So we might do a live stream at like 4 o'clock right after the finals or during the finals. I'm going to try to figure it out. Okay, guys. Well, I'm going to go. I appreciate everybody who came by. If you want to check back in the morning, probably maybe about 10 a.m., I'm going to re-upload this video and make it live with timestamps and all kinds of stuff. So you can go through and like find things. And also uploading clips to that clip channel. So Ruined Clips is where you'll find those. Or this link in this description if you want to find that. Or any of the fine topics we talked about this evening. Guys, I appreciate it. Everyone who came by. I'm trying to click the stop button on here. Gotta find it because, you know, it's all new to me. Go live. No, that's not it. I really don't know. YouTube's like, new thing. How do we just like stop? Oh no. We'll hit stop over here. You guys enjoy.